All right, welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Jay. I got another special guest in the building. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself.
What's good, y'all? It's Kilo the Dreamer, a rapper from Chicago, over east.
Where you grow up at?
Over east.
People say over east is from Stony Island to a certain place. Some say it's from Cottage Grove. Some say it's from King Drive. So
I stay close to Jeffrey. We'd say close to Jeffrey. I went to CVS. Well, they don't call it CVS now, but
damn, they changed the name of CVS.
It's still CVS to us, but they call it like CVCA now. The school.
Oh, okay. It was always kind of CVCA though, wasn't it?
It was Chicago Vocational Career Academy, but
but it was always CVS.
Yeah, it was CVS.
Yeah. So what was it like growing up over on Jeffrey?
It was fun in a bad way, cause it was like
explain that.
Yeah, it was like so much happening all the time. Cause I went to elementary school right there too. I went to Caldwell. I went to two different elementary schools, but I went to Caldwell. That's like right around the corner on 83rd or something. But it's like always all up and down Jeffrey. When you catch the bus, the 15 to 14, they fighting on the bus. All the kids out there. You got the police out there stopping, frisking kids, everything. So it was bad, but it was fun because we was kids, so that's what we was into.
Facts.
Yeah.
Badass little kids.
Yeah.
And now looking at it when we grown, we be like, man, them kids bad as hell. We was doing the same
I don't think
thing.
so now. I think the kids getting a little better and smarter though.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. They ain't into it like we is. They don't care too much.
I know the high school I went to, it's a STEM high school now, but when I went to that high school, like it wasn't no special programs or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of schools and like we wasn't prepared for certain type of shit that if we went to like a suburban school, like we'd have been fucking lost.
Right.
At our school. So Kilo the Dreamer, like where you get your name from?
I'm gonna get them questions a lot because I'm brand new, but I just mixed up the Dreamer part and the Kilo part. Kilo because I kind of just went through a lot of stuff in my life, which I feel like everybody do. They go through stuff. But I wanted to equate that to like that being a lot of weight, you know what I'm saying? Kilo. And then the Dreamer part is like, I always wanted to do something. It was like, you know how you grow up, you like, man, I know I'm not cut for no 9 to 5 all my life. Like, you know, you just dream bigger than what you living right there in that moment. And then I always wanted to be either actor or something big, just something big time, because that's just how I felt I was. So I did a lot of stuff that I never thought I'd do, like join the Army, go to college, a lot of different stuff. So it was just like, I always dreamed big, so I was like Kilo the Dreamer. It just fit me. And then when people started calling me that, I still got that disconnection from it because it's brand new, but I think everybody else like it too.
What came first, the Army or college?
They came at the same time. So, like in my high school, grade-wise, I was smart. I was doing all that, but I wasn't, like my mind wasn't into it.
Right.
And then I had a counselor who ended up being like my at-school mom, and she like looked out for me a lot. Shout out to Miss Ollie. She just kind of got me on track. Like I was doing a lot of stuff, and she just like, "What are you doing?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she was like, "Apply for this college. You're gonna apply for every one of them." So we applied for like 30 colleges, all Illinois, and I got into U of I, at Urbana-Champaign.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think I was gonna do it. I was gonna get in there, and when I did, it was just like they wanted $35,000 a year.
Man, taxing.
So I'm like, how I'm gonna do that? Like, my people ain't got that money. I don't got that. I don't got it. And then one of my counselors was like, I went to the Army. You could do that too. And I was just stuck on, I'm gonna be big time. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I ain't gonna stay in the hood. I ain't finna do that. So I'm like, see, if that's what gotta be done, I'm gonna do it. And I went to the Army.
What was your experience like in the Army? Because all I know is things on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Like I had a homegirl, she went to the Navy, but like waking up at 5 a.m, bro, having somebody constantly yelling at you, like it take a lot of inner discipline to you know what I'm saying, make it through the beginning stages of that. So what was that like?
That ain't the whole Army life. So that's training. That's like the first year. If you got a specific job, it may be a little longer. And that whole process was just like they training you to be a soldier, to do what they want you to do, to work and whatever job you're gonna have in the military.
Yeah.
So it's like they doing all of that, but it's not for them to hurt you or do nothing. It's just like we putting you through this to see if you gonna be down. It's like if you do a fraternity or sorority, they gonna put you through hazing processes that they say they don't do.
You gotta be mentally prepared.
Yeah, so you gotta go in like I did with it, like, y'all just doing this for me to get to the next step. I understand that. So anything y'all say to me in between, y'all do to me in between, if I ain't gonna die, it ain't gonna hurt me. You know what I'm saying? They may say a little thing here and there that may be like, I wouldn't let that slide to nobody else, but at the end of the day, you're gonna go home, you're gonna go back to the barracks, you're gonna eat, do whatever. Next day, y'all back with the same people over and over until your training over.
Yeah.
So with that, it was a lot of stuff where you gotta endure it. And then once you graduate, your drill sergeants and your sergeants, they gonna be your friends at the end. Like towards the end of it, they be cool with you. In the beginning, you hate them, but that was and mine was like a year of training before I even went to college. So I did my training, came back, then went to college, and then was doing it in between. But it was fun. To me it was fun because you get to see people like breaking down, like when they yelling at them and stuff. It was real funny. But it was just fun, like being physical. I'm a physical dude, so I like sports and all that. But being physical, actually having your weapons and everything, because they don't call them guns, they weapons, and shooting grenade launchers and all that, like that's fun. You know what I'm saying? Like Call of Duty stuff, but real life.
Shit that a lot of people don't get to experience.
So, and then you meet people from all around the world. So like I had, who ended up being my best friend, one of my best friends, a Samoan from West Samoa. His name John, but his last name Alapalele, like a real Samoan.
Yeah.
And it just give you a different aspect of people all around the world where you don't get that. Just like college, you know what I'm saying? You get Chinese people, Asian people, African people, people from everywhere with different aspects on life that have you like, man. Like when I go back to Chicago, everybody mind kind of be limited to Chicago.
Facts.
So it's like once you come back, you have that different aspect of perspective that you get people around you, and they be like, that's when they think you like big time, but you really just, you just did something different than the norm.
Did you get a chance to travel the world with it?
No, we ain't get deployed like that. And I know, like depending on your job, you would be in certain places. Like it's one of my friends, she look like her name Mary Prioletti. She French, I believe. But she look like the Wendy's girl,
right.
Like the red hair, everything. Yeah. But she got stationed in Paris just based on her job as a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
So based on your job, you get put certain places. And then if you do get deployed, you may go to a certain place. But most of the time, it's a whole waiting list to even get deployed for your unit. So
that's something that I thought they just ship you off. You feel me?
No.
Straight out of training,
that's the
like
movies.
You out of here. So did you still go to U of I?
Yeah. So I went to U of I for like 2.5 years, but my cousin he stayed out here, Honcho, on my chain right here. He got killed, and like I was doing good in school grade wise, but my mind wasn't into it. So I'm like in the class, in the dorm, in the big old halls, and my mind just not there. Like I'm getting it, but I'm not into it.
Yeah.
So I ended up, and then I had my daughter on the way. So I was like, I'm gonna just take a step back. Instead of messing it up, let me just step back from it. But U of I was fun. We probably is top 10 school, party school.
Man, I like to say, first off, college not for everybody.
Right,
but
right.
Everybody should experience going away to college. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a semester or a whole year, everybody should experience that, especially fresh out of high school.
And you look and you say that, and they think like we talking about university, not like, oh, I just went to college, like, oh, I went to Olive Harvey. Real university life where you on campus. They got an actual campus.
Facts.
That life is totally
dorm
different.
Living.
Yeah,
Your parents is not they not down the street.
You can't go back home right now.
I went to Jackson State University.
I got accepted there too.
And it was crazy because I went there when Hurricane Katrina happened. So literally, the first 2 days of school was wild, bro. My first day of school, somebody started shooting in the student union. You know what I'm saying? And I'm from Chicago, so I was like, damn, all right, we don't got to go to class. You feel me?
Right.
The second day is when the warning for Hurricane Katrina happened. You know what I'm saying? So they like, man, y'all just go back to y'all dorms for now. We gonna figure it out. So we end up being held up in like the library for a whole day, bro. And I'm like, bro, I'm from Chicago. We don't have hurricanes or nothing, bro. I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here.
Right.
And we literally couldn't leave until, it blew over and everything. And it was so crazy going through that experience because, like, there was no gas, bro. Like, everybody had took all the gas. I had to go from Mississippi to Memphis just to get on a train. Nah, I rode with my man's mama, okay. You feel me? But she was from Memphis. So somehow she made it where she was straight. She came and got us, drove us back, you feel me? But I had to go to Memphis just to get back to Chicago. And they was like, man, all right, school started in 2 weeks. I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to go back. But right. I did, though, you feel me? Because once again, like, it was a dope-ass experience. Even though I ain't like college, you feel me? I was fuck this school shit. But it was still something that I appreciated because just going to a historically black college, bro, it's busting, bro.
That's what I wanted to do once afterwards, like now, I was like, I want to go to a HBCU because, like, I experienced the college life, but it's a whole different experience at HBCU and you actually black. You know what I'm saying? No. And I felt like that was the only downside to me going to U of I because I love U of I. Shout out to U of I. That I felt like the fish out of water type thing. Yeah. But it was like in the class, you may have 2 or 3 black people. But then the rest of your class is all white or Asian or, you know what I'm saying? You like the only one. So it's like you don't have to, but it's always that need to like, I got to represent us. Yeah, I got to represent my people all the time. And it's like a pressure that take you even out of the love of school. Because you trying to think about that instead of just doing your work and just being in your work. It's like, nah, I got to be in my work and I got to overdo it just because I'm black and I'm the only person in here.
Facts.
But in HBCU, everybody black. So it's just like that.
That was what was crazy. It was actually different races there too.
Like, yeah.
And but at me going in, I'm like, bro, it's an all black school, but it wasn't. You feel me? But it definitely wasn't like overpopulated by other people. Like you would see 2, 3 of them, and then that was it. So,
like PWI.
So it was like they was fish out of water. You know what I'm saying? In our pond type shit. But I feel like going to being surrounded by different cultures. You know what I'm saying? That give you a different type of superpower, you know what I'm saying? Because you learn how to operate around different type of people, and you also get those type of friends.
Because I had met this Asian girl. Because I said, I wanted to be an actor. I had picked up this acting class at 8 in the morning. Never do it. Never get no morning class. But like I said, she was Asian, and we had to do an acting skit, and we did it. You know, like you just take basic dry lines, like, hey, how you doing? Woo. Just dry lines, nothing real deep. And you make it into something big. Yeah. Make a whole scene out of it. So we did it where we was like, she was my big sister, I was her little brother, but our parents just died. And she was in the bar, and I'm underage, but I'm in the bar drinking because my parents just died.
Right.
Off these dry lines, though,
Going
that's the scene we made.
Though.
And just to say how the scene went, we did that or whatever, did the scene, everybody loved it. I'm like only the third person in there that's black, but we killed it. We go, professor, he like one of them ones off the movies, he never impressed. So he just sitting there, everybody clapping, giving a round of applause. He asked her like, how did you feel about it? And she could barely speak English like that. So she just like, oh, it's okay, like shy type.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, what if you did it in your language? So I'm like, I'm seeing what he doing, but I'm thinking he don't like me because he do this a lot, like make it hard for me type.
Yeah.
So he like, yeah, y'all go do it in her language, like instant on the spot. So we go in the back. I'm just like, oh my God, he always do this. So she go out there. We had little cues and sounds that we make when it's my time to come out. So she do hers, and she hitting the cue, but I ain't coming out. I'm in there like, what I'm finna do? So I go out, I do the scene, and I just making up sounds that I didn't heard off Jackie Chan, off of whatever, just the sounds you heard, you think you hear from Chinese people talking.
Uh-huh.
They clapping again. So then now the professor, he like, hold on. He do like this. Everybody stop laughing. Like real movie type. Right. So he like, you know Chinese? I'm like, nah, I made that up on the spot. So everybody get to laughing, but I did.
Right.
But after that, like she felt like we was cool because I'm cool with everybody. I don't care who you is, if you the top, if you Mr. Popular, if you the person that they think is the lamest. But she was just like man, over the winter break, we going on a boat over the Atlantic, me and my friends. I want you to come. Now I'm like, nigga from Chicago.
Right.
This some you gonna kill me type shit. Like, you know, I ain't never had that.
I don't know you like that.
Yeah. But then after I told her no, but afterwards I'm like, man, like, I got friends in the city that wouldn't even invite me down to their crib.
Facts.
Down the street to go out. And I got this person who I just treated nice or just treated fairly. And she, you know, felt close enough to me to even invite me on a boat, which I've never been on. You know what I'm saying? For a whole winter break, just for fun.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, you're right. It do give you that different perspective on a lot of different things. It do.
Man, life be crazy how it be presenting certain things to you.
Yeah.
Like at the time, you may not realize what's going on, but when you look back on it, like you'll have a view like you just had, like, damn, bro, I got homies I know 10 years, they ain't invited me
right,
nowhere.
You know
you feel? They ain't even done shit for me.
Right, ain't did nothing.
So at what point do you get into music?
So like, I always used to be into music, but like to myself. Like I used to write. Like I even got this folder with like raps I was doing or like little freestyles I did in high school, just by myself, just write. But during that time, that's when like high school, Chief Keef and them popping, everybody trying to do follow them, rap. So it was like a trend. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't like being no follower.
Because everybody started rapping.
Yeah, so everybody started rapping. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. So then, you know, life just take on you doing all type of other stuff. But then it's 2022, 2020 in December, I had got shot. And like I say, I'm physical. I always been able to go do, I've been independent too. So it's like I'm always able to do for myself, I can do it. I end up getting shot in my leg and I couldn't even move it. Like on a Kill Bill movie where she like wiggle your big toe. You know what I'm saying? Like literally like that, like I could not move my leg and I was trying. And then I had to sit down for a good, like a month. And I'm like, man, they told me like if it would have went to the left or the right, like it could have hit a main artery in my leg, I could have died. And then they had to leave the shrapnel in there because it's broken up. If they would have went in there, it would have cut up my leg and all that. So they like, we gotta leave it. So I'm like, man, like I could have been gone and not really did nothing I really wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? That I wanted to do. Like I went to the Army just to pay for school. Right. I went to school with no end goal. Just I knew I wanted to do something. But so it was like, man, I'm finna just rap. I'm just finna make music. I was gonna do the acting, but I'm like, I'm kinda not physically in position to do that. Well, rapping, it's all verbal. I can do that. And I always liked music anyway. And my mama, she always used to sing. She passed away in 2019 from cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
So she always sung, like at everybody's funeral she sung, like she was the family singer and she could do everything, like she could sing for real, for real. I ain't gonna say she no Beyonce, but this is my mama, so she a Beyonce.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But that music aspect came from her where it just was like, I'm always around different music. She loved Mary J. Blige. I want to do a song with Mary J. Blige just because of, but that was, the music connection was there from my mama just always being around music and different people in the music scene growing up.
Right.
And then, you know, it was just, like I say, once I got shot, it was like, man, I'm finna do what I want to do, what I dream of. And so far it's been doing good. That's been a year.
So being focused on one goal for a year, what would you say you've learned within that year about yourself? Not musically, but just about yourself.
I say that what I thought about connecting with different people, because I'm a social person. I always been around people. I'm cool with everybody. Well, I can talk to this person, I can talk to that person, but business-wise, like how I'm talking to you, I'm meeting with you. Right. It's a whole new experience that may develop into something bigger, that may, if I get to hear or you get to hear, that relationship that we have help the next one, and it's genuine in a sense of business. You know what I'm saying? Where before, like I say, friends, they don't even call you to go through this. But that's friendship that you think is friendship.
Right.
Whereas like business, you may develop real friendships based off the love of what you're doing. So you love interviewing people based on whatever they got. And that's how I ended up here. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they got going on. And that's just, this your passion, this what you love. So that's genuine. My love for this, your love for that, and they connected. Whereas like, all right, I just met these people, but they ain't really on nothing. And they just here. You know what I'm saying? So over that year, like obviously the music stuff, but just them relationships that you build, them genuine ones between artists, producers, whoever it is, like that's what I love. That's what I found myself to be like, man, I like that. You know what I'm saying? Real, genuine relationships.
That's something that I had to learn, because me and my homie, we used to have this website. It's called onlyforthereal.com. Mm-hmm. So when you speaking on the Chief Keef in that bubble that popped, the first bubble, like we was a part of that, interviewing all these people. And at that time, I didn't do no interviews. I sat behind the camera and recorded everything. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And then fast forward, like when I look back on that time, like, bro that I was working with, like, he was hands down probably the best interviewer I have ever met. Like, right. I literally, bro, he wouldn't look you up. He wouldn't do no research on you or nothing. He'd just link with you, sit, and have a real-ass conversation. Right. And that's how the interviews went. Like, he would rarely ask about, like, music and shit. And I was like, man, when the pandemic happened, I'm like, bro, I want to start me a podcast because we got this space, and I wasn't utilizing it, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I don't know how to interview people though. Right. And then I'm like, bro, you really do, you know what I'm saying? Because if you ask me, like I say, bro was one of the best that I ever seen do it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, bro, this shit ain't hard. Just sit and chop it up with people, you know what I'm saying? Like, have genuine conversations with people, and you'll be amazed at what you learn, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like you, bro. Like, I could come across a stranger. Like, I met my homie Swain. I met him through the internet, bro. Mm-hmm. And he probably been one of the most solid people I ever met. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And that was literally through the internet. So I agree with you 100%, bro. Like, you never know who you gonna come across. And it's a lot of people in my DMs, bro, trying to get interviews. And I don't know what it be, bro, but it's only certain people get to make it to this couch. And it ain't even like I pick and choose, you know what I'm saying? Some just tell me to say yes, and I say yes. You feel me? We chop it up like that. Shit crazy.
Yeah, that's how a lot of, I feel like, now I don't got no religion I believe in. But I do believe in, like, everything happened for a reason. So it's like, everything that didn't happen to me, even the bad, like, got me to this point. And at the same time, the people that I've met up to this point all played a role in some type of way in my life, even the smallest things. So, like, how you say, like, I don't go to everybody, I don't try to get an interview with everybody. Like, I don't push the issue on. I'm like, if I'm gonna pop with music, people gonna want me on their show. But then at the same time, it's some that I'm like, nah, I gotta be on this one just because of the person that's interviewing, the host. And obviously you wanna be on interviews and stuff like that, but it's like, nah, it be that feeling of like, and I'm an Aquarius, so we got that type of intuition type thing.
I'm Aquarius too, bro.
See, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, when you feel it, it ain't like no deep feeling or like no real eerie feeling, but it be like that soon as you see it or soon as you hear about it or as soon as you think about it, yes, you got the answer. No, you got the answer. Facts. You don't even got to think about it no more.
Facts.
So that's how I ended up here, for real. I'm like, nah, I gotta mess with him.
Being an Aquarius, bro, do you come across a lot of people that just think you you know it all or you better than them, bro. That shit be blowing me. I be like, bro, I don't know it all, bro, and I don't think I'm better than you.
And then they hate that because they think you're being modest and
Facts.
stuff.
Like, nah, bro, I just simply know about what we talking about right now. Shit, I don't know. So if I didn't know you from a can of paint, you just walked up to me like, bro, I do music. Like, what would be that first song that you push me to?
I don't know. It'll well, you specifically, it'll be you from Chicago, you doing stuff like this, as far as interviewing and everything. I push you to my song Pray, just because of the Chicago connection, but at the same time you seem real. Well, I don't approach people that I think feel fake or none of that. So I'll be like, he a real dude. And then he from Chicago, so he know what I be talking about. So with Pray, that song was kind of like what's going on in Chicago, but everybody glorifying it, like the killing, the this, the that, the that. But it's really like it's painful, it's hurtful. Everybody experiencing pain and all this type of stuff from the killings and money situations, all type of stuff. So that'll be it ain't like no pity type song, but like a pain song that you relate to because you experience that pain. You know what that pain is. But anybody else, it depends on they type of people, they type of aura when I feel them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Is it difficult to write about like real life shit that's going on?
No, it's not. It's difficult for people to, which I don't do. It's difficult for people to get people to listen to it, which, like I say, I don't do because certain people gonna relate to certain songs.
Facts.
So I feel like that's where like I can specialize because I didn't, like how we say, I didn't been in the Army, I didn't went to college, I didn't went to this type of college, I didn't live this type of life, I didn't been around these type of people. You get that versatility in your life that you can implement in your music. So writing about the real music, writing about the real stuff is not hard. It's just like who gonna feel it, who you pushing it to, who gonna listen to it. And I feel like you just put it out. Cause once they finally catch on to you off of probably one song where they like, oh, who is this? Who is this? This song hard right here. Then they go back to your music. It may be that they from Chicago, they experienced that. They go to Pray, just based off this one song they heard over here because it was popping.
All right.
So you just put it out there to the world and somebody gonna catch it.
I meet a lot of artists and a lot of them get held up on like views and that instant recognition because you know we live in that day and age where if I put it out today, then I'm expecting to have many views tomorrow. So being an artist with so many people sounding the same, you feel me? Have you found your comfort level where you are like, fuck it, I'm putting me out, I'm putting what I want to put out, I ain't chasing no fads or nothing?
Yeah, that was my main thing coming in. So like I had one of my songs ready. That was like one of my first songs with my homie, Daddy Boy Low. He been already rapping. And my little brother rap, got songs out. But I was like, I don't want to come up behind nobody. But it's like, oh, it's Daddy Boy Low and this nigga. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I want my name to be my name.
Facts.
And then I wanted to have my own sound. I feel like the real artists that make it big had their own sound. Like, think about it. When 21 Savage dropped, everybody's like, this nigga trash, but it sound good, but he trash, but he sound himself. Yeah. Lil Uzi Vert, you know what I'm saying? He sounded like himself, but everybody had everything from the beginning. Not everybody listening to these artists.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, and we can go back to, like, Snoop Dogg. He got his own flow, you know what I'm saying? And everybody know him as him. So I was like, coming in, I gotta be me. So all my music has been my way, my sound, my direction, not trying to sound like the next artist over here, which I feel like a lot of artists do. They try to sound like that because that's what's popping.
Facts.
Where it's like, nah, that's what's popping for them, not for you. You know what I'm saying? A
lot of artists, like I was saying, they want that instant gratification, and they think because I seen this person do it that I could take that same path, and everybody path different. You know what I'm saying? What took me 6 months may take you 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't have that foresight. Like, they be worried about the wrong shit, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Like all you gotta do is put the work in, and the work gonna speak for itself.
And you gotta let the music you put out, the way you doing it, you gotta let that guide you. So like the music I put out all the time is not for gangbanging, it's not for drugs, it's not for the streets per se.
Right.
So then that it don't make me different. That it make me unique in a way where now I can follow this path, and now I'm meeting with you because you done heard all of them before. You looking for this. So then boom, now I can go to him. I can go to people who and associate myself with maybe some based on that song, some movements to help the community, because that's my direction of that song, and now it aligns me with these group of people, these group of organizations.
Facts.
That these people, because they rapping about gangbanging, they can't do. It's like, how you gonna rap about gangbanging and shooting and killing the next man, but you talking about fight for the rights of the people?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It don't align. So when you follow your music and your path, it align you with who you supposed to be aligned with. That makes you, like how you say, 6 months for him, 2 years for you. Well, that make it even faster for you because you know your lane. Stay in your lane.
Man, how you thinking and how you putting these things, bro, is like no cap. Like it's beautiful because a lot of people don't understand life for what it is.
Yeah.
Like you can't say you one thing and then stand somewhere else.
Yeah,
like, bro,
yeah.
Simply love and appreciate who you are and go around people that see exactly who you are, and everything gonna happen. Because like you say, if you want to connect with an organization, like it's easier than a lot of people think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, an organization to say no just because you don't represent what they represent.
For.
You know what I'm saying? So that's dope. Now, this is my favorite question, bro. If you can go back in time and give your younger self any advice, like what would it be?
Yeah. See, that's kind of hard because, like I said, I feel like everything happened for a reason, so I'm supposed to be right here. But, so like no regrets type thing, but I say don't be scared. Don't be, not really scared like a fearful thing, but like embrace your greatness. The reason I say that is because, like I said, I done did a lot positive and just overall in my life. I done experienced a lot, negative and positive. But a lot of people don't join the army, join the military, and still be doing good. A lot of people don't go to college and leave college and still be doing good, have a mind on a head on their shoulders, experience a lot of loss like I have, and still be able to keep going. And at the same time, while you keep going, succeeding. Because I have been getting good results from my music and what I've actually put my passion towards. So it's like, I know growing up, I was always like, I can be good in school, but you know what I'm saying? I could do this, but because I felt like, damn, I don't know how it's gonna turn out when I'm doing it. I know it ain't gonna be bad because I know me.
Right.
But I don't know what the results is gonna be. So like it's like the Spider-Man shit. With great power come great responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know you're gonna be as this good, you know you're gonna be up there, but that come with a lot responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I was afraid of, trying to do good and trying to achieve. But, you know, a lot of come with that. You know, good and bad, but like I'm thinking the good, like, man, like, yeah, I gotta look out for my people. But am I gonna be able to when I get up there? Even though I'm gonna be up there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them different doubting things is but just embracing your greatness. Embracing your greatness. Embrace your greatness. That's what I'm saying to my younger self.
Looking back on everything you've been through up until this moment, like what would you say is one of those moments that just kept you moving forward?
It ain't the money. Honestly, it's not the money. Because I done had plenty of money. That ain't it. that connection from my music to people. When I put my music out, certain songs people listen to, they know them word for word. And I'm brand new to the music scene. I've only been doing this a year. But when people know your music, where they can spit a line to you out your music, and you like, damn, you know my shit.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? And the songs, like I say, I put my songs as real. Like, you know, obviously you making songs that's good for the times or what, based on whatever, but I'm putting real stuff in them. So when a person can relate to that and spit a line to you, that feeling right there, that's you can't make that up. You can't make that up. Can't no dollars make that up. Like, you get paid all day long, but if a person ain't feeling you, it don't matter.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So just that connection with the music to the listeners, the fans, the supporters, that's a great feeling right there.
All right, before we get out of here, tell the people how they can get in tune with you, stay in tune with you, find everything you got going on.
Well, y'all can look me up on everything, even Google, at Kilo the Dreamer. But on IG, I'm Dream King, and the King is with my last name, Keene. From YouTube to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I don't be active on Twitter like that. It's a lot juggling it on all by yourself. But yeah, you can find me on everything at Kilo the Dreamer. More music coming out. I got 2 EPs that I'm dropping. They gonna be hard. I can't wait till everybody to hear them. Next weekend, Valentine's Day weekend, for my birthday on the 13th, and then Valentine's Day that Monday. But yeah, that's how they can find me.
Man, I want to say salute to you for sliding through and chopping it up with me. Man, it's only certain people I tell this, but it's something special about that couch, you feel me? Because when people come in here and they sit down with me and they talk to me, bro, I don't know what to expect. I don't know how the conversation gonna go or nothing. But majority of the time, bro, it's great dialogue, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I like to tell people, like, I'm the type that I may not listen to your music until I see an interview from you.
Right.
And once I watch your interview, depending on what I take from that interview, it'll push me towards your music.
Based on the personality.
You feel me? Because I'm getting to hear them speak. A lot of artists don't understand how important the interview is, and I don't even like to call my shit interviews. They be conversations.
But it is, though.
It is. But a lot of people will sit and learn things about you that you wouldn't post on the internet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't necessarily just randomly tweet about or post on Facebook. So I appreciate you for coming through, chopping it up with me, and just being so open and honest with me.
Man, I thank you for having me. You chose me, man. You just said that. Look, everybody gonna be mad. Damn, he ain't picking people.
Man, ain't nothing they could do about it. You feel me? It's all about how you come at me. Because like I say, bro, Instagram got 2 places where they could DM you. You know what I'm saying? I check both of them, and it's artists all the time. And I asked this other artist the other day. He came through because I do a radio show too. We got a 24-hour radio station back there.
Okay.
And he was like, "Man, I want an interview, but I don't want to be on a podcast." And I'm like, "What?" I ain't understand what he was saying. Cause
why not?
Because my interviews, like, this gonna get posted on YouTube, and the podcast version gonna go for the podcast, listeners. And I'm like, "Bro, have you ever even watched the interview?" And I was sure that he had never watched the interview. Yeah. And he'd be like, "Bro, don't come just randomly asking me for something, and then when I ask you, because I don't ask everybody if you seen this with, but randomly I just be like, bro, what you fuck with?" And they'll say some random shit like, "My homie was up there." Like, bro, did you really watch your homie interview? You know what I'm saying?
You just want it because the next man wants it.
You ain't share your homie interview. I know that for a fact.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, I don't know what I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
you make it on the couch, you make it on the couch.
I tuned in to the couch, man. I tuned in to you. I watched a lot of your interviews, and that's what really drew me towards it, because the people you had on there and what they was saying, but at the same time the questions you was asking them, because it was like a lot of times, you can ask about the artist's music, but when you ask about what led them to this, what got them to that, which other interviewers do, but like on a more personal level, where you could talk to them, you know what I'm saying? That's that bring out, oh, he made music because of this. It bring out that person that you want to see.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That let the people be like, oh, I like them because of who they are. And a lot of interviewers don't know how to bring out the person that the people want to love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what drew me to this, looking at your other interviews and the people that you had on here, because you had some people on here that was doing some good things, even if they ain't, always seen in the limelight.
Facts.
And I like that.
I appreciate that, because that's definitely a battle that I fight. Because I have people that be like, man, you should interview this person. You should interview this person just because they got followers or clout. And I be like, bro, that ain't what it's about. You know what I'm saying? If I don't feel like it's a certain type of message that my listeners can get from it, then what's the point of me doing it? So once again, I appreciate you for coming through and chopping it up with me, bro.
No problem.
This has been another episode of Conversations with Jay.